We're right, actually. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. So, bit of a slightly quick video today. Shouldn't take too long. Got asked a question yesterday with regards to drag factor and damper wheels and all that sort of stuff. And yes, I sit on my rowing machine, I do all that stuff, and you guys watch it and comment and that. But I thought, yeah, actually, because I go to the gym a lot and I sit on the rowers and I see people come in and what they do on their rowing machine next to me. So for anyone who wants to use a rowing machine properly for fitness and to improve and race at 2K events and things like that, you need to sort of set your machine up correctly. So we're going to try and do that, and I'm going to try and talk you through it so that you guys understand. What I will do is I will put a link in the description to some handy information with regards to damper level, drag factor, and setting up speed and all that sort of stuff. But essentially, the numbers on the side, so people come in, this is a normal thing, I'll sit in the gym, I'll be running away doing what I'm doing, people come in, they jump on the rower, they whack it on 10, and they spend about 5 minutes warming up or whatever, which is great, that's fine for that. But if you're getting on to do any sort of long row, anything more than 10 minutes, you know, and you're actually wanting to train on the rower, then you need to set your drag factor correctly for you. And believe it or not, every machine is different, and we're going to run through some of that now. So if we just, right, so I don't normally do videos like this, so I've got sort of all kinds of bits and bobs set up here. So as I said at the center, you can see where mine's set, okay, it's set at about 6. Every machine is different, and it all depends on how much it's been used, how clean it is, believe it or not. So a brand new machine will knock out, right up at 10, will knock out a big score, which I'll demonstrate in a second hopefully. But essentially, let's just get that to there and that to there. Look at this, all technical. You turn the machine on, okay, put it on 10, because 10 is like a rowing boat. Yeah, so it's the numbers on the side, easy way to describe it is number 10 is a rowing boat, so that's a big old thing, being you proper got to put effort in to get it flowing through the water. And the lower down the scale you go, it becomes more like a scull. Okay, so like the ones we see in the Olympics and all that. Now, I'm no professional. I've been on the water a couple of times in gig type boats, yeah, never been in a scull or anything like that. So a scull, obviously the way it's designed is to glide through the water, so it's a lot easier to maneuver it. It's got less friction, surface area and all that. Number 10, rowing boat, great for shoulders, upper body. You can crack it up to 10 and do big rowing like that, and you're going to be using a lot of effort, yeah, for shoulders and pulling and all that sort of stuff. But you want that combination of everything, being able to keep up sustained speeds for extended duration, so that your performance can improve. So I've just put mine to 10. We'll turn it on like this. Now this is going to be hard because I've got the actual, we may have a few problems here, but I should be able to show you what I mean. Okay, so you set it up, turn it on, you go to the bottom setting, more options, and right at the top of the more options you can see display drag factor, and you press that button and it comes up and it just tells you what to do. It says row to display drag factor. It'll even tell us a bit about drag factor. So I've just got to hold the camera in place while I maneuver my handle so I can get hold of it and start to pull. Right, so I'm going to have to pull it quite low just so that the numbers come up. So you put your feet in the straps and that. So mine's saying it's at 198, okay, 188, and I'm not pulling properly because if I do, I'll knock the camera over. See? So 199, 195. So what is that telling us? Okay, so my machine is about a year old. It's better than that. If I move the camera out of the way and pull, it's going to be up around 210, I would say. But that is quite high. Okay, for someone like myself, adults, male adult, you want it between about, I think, I read that it was between like 115 and 140. I row at 140, always have, always will. Once someone explained this drag factor to me, I fiddled around with it and I sat there and I played with it, and for some reason it just felt comfortable for me at 140 to do what I do. So that's what I row at. So 140, we've already seen where it is. So if I move that down, I've put it down to 8 just to prove a point, and then I would sit, bit of rowing, oh, this is it, And you can see there that number's coming up 163, 157. So I'm not putting much effort in. I've not even got my feet in the straps here. But 168, so it's still too high for me. So all you then do, lean forward, you drop it down a little bit more. See what you're getting at. Oh, and look at that. 140, 145. So I'm proper going right back now. 144, so I could come down a little scratch there. 147. Little scratch down. Let's try and get it at that 140. It's hard because I can't go my full range, so I'm doing little short pulls just to prove a point. There we go. 139, 143. When you're doing the full range of movements, you'll see it a lot easier. But that's about right. 138, 139 we'll go with there, because otherwise I'm going to knock everything over. And we don't want that. Let's just let that settle. Come on. In you go. There we go. So that is... It's hot in the garden as usual. So that is my drag factor set. I can then go off and do all my normal rounds, and it doesn't matter if I'm doing long distance, short distance, it's always going to be the same on this machine. Okay, as soon as I go to a gym, that's the first thing I do, is I sit down at the row machine, set up the drag factor to me, and you can tell how clean machines are kept by what the top number is. Okay, so if that top number is anywhere above up to 220, it's pretty much a brand new machine, well clean, well looked after. If it's not, it's nothing to worry about. It just means you've got to come further down the range. Don't worry about it. Once you've got your drag factor set, you'll be able to work on form and efficiency, because if you're rowing big long rows at 10, yeah, you're going to be burning up so much more energy, because the amount of energy that you need to get that boat travelling through the water is immense. What we're actually trying to do is the best of both worlds, so that we can row for extended periods of time, build the engine so that we can go for longer, faster for longer. Okay, so I've always rowed at 140 and sit at around 28, 29 strokes if I'm racing. We're trying to improve that, which we'll see in the coming weeks. I'm trying to get it so that I'm faster in the seat. But this is the way that Concept 2 are able to hold all the online events, is that the magic that happens in there, right, that magic that happens in there means that I can go up against someone else, you know. He could be shorter than me, even taller than me, better than me. We're all at that sort of same level pegging, because the machine's doing all the calculations and working things out. As the air goes in, as we pull back, the air coming in slows it down quicker. It's just the same as a gear system on a bike. Yeah, you've got all those different cogs for hill climbing and going fast. It's the same with this, but the key takeaway is, even if you've got it on level 10, that doesn't mean you're going quicker. It just means you're using more effort to get to the speeds that you're going at. You need to find that equilibrium. Sounds like a big nice long word. And that'll be there for you. So for me, 140 is what I race at. 140 is what I do everything at. If I'm going to do some sprints or something like that, and it's just a short, sharp hit, you know, maybe a 500 meters, I might put it on 10, because that's going to be a lick out. But other than that, everything else is done at 140 for me. Every one of us is different, and like I said, the difference between 115 and 140, give it a go. Have a go yourselves. Sit in there, have a little play with it, see how you feel rowing at what different speeds, not different speeds, what different settings you want it at. It might work, it might not work. Key points to take away are, every machine is different. So if it's a 6 on your local gym on the left hand machine, it might not be a 6 on the right hand machine, that kind of thing. So every time you sit on a row machine to do any form of workout, if it's not your own one, and I do check mine every couple of weeks, okay, you need to check it and set it to what you need, ready to be in line with your training. Once you've got it and you know what you're rowing at, just stick at it, and times and everything start to come down. It's not a case of, I'll put it on 10, I'll be the fastest, that's the hardest. It's not that at all. And likewise, if you put it on 1, it's hard. Easy but hard, but you've got to go really fast in the seat. to be able to get the big numbers up. Right, ladies and gents, I hope this helps. I will put a link in the description so that you can sort of see, read about it at least, and maybe have a little look yourselves. But that's the general, very basic gist of it. Happy for any comments or anything like that. I will probably need to buy more equipment so I can do this kind of thing properly, not with just my normal 2 cameras that I use. But hey, we'll see how things go.